I have found this to be a fascinating question regarding the existence of people on YouTube that review content without political commentary. This Redditor wants to know if such people exist because he subscribed to 3 reviewers previously, and they all started their career by reviewing mostly Netflix, Amazon shows. But as they were granted early access to content, this is very interesting, their commentary has turned extremely political, rude, and even immoral with regards to child safety. I will not go into details by the name of the reviewers for obvious reasons, so please, do you know any reviewers who are simply covered news shows, movies, or streaming platforms without political commentary? Now, there is a good point to be made here that overwhelmingly, people who do movie reviews or video game reviews are very political. And I think the reason for this is that the corporations spend a big chunk of their marketing in order to push politics. For example, the last time I heard about Superman wasn't because he was fighting a new interesting villain, or he had discovered a new superpower, or there's a new crossover event. It was the fact that he was gay. And this was promoted by the mainstream media not as if it's like, oh, it's an interesting plot point. Let's see how Superman is having a relationship with a man. No, it was like it's a groundbreaking story event. It's like, oh my god, this is so unreal. Like, America has finally stepped into an age of light because this is the way people write comic books. So there's a lot of money being pushed into this type of marketing that's meant to antagonize the fans. And you can say that they're antagonizing the fans because, as you pointed here, the moment that these reviewers on YouTube got exclusive access, they started being rude. And this is part of the marketing. I'm pretty sure like it's contractual obligation to be rude to the people who disagree. Because the whole idea, it's like, look, we as a company who are making comic books have made Superman gay. Now, a lot of our fans are actually evil people because they said they will not read our comics because Superman is gay. So we need your help. We need you to show that you're a good person and you give money to us in order to stick it to the evil fans, okay? You need to be a real fan right now. You really need to purchase the Superman comic book. So this is how they use politics in order to make money. It's also due to the fact that they don't have creative writers anymore. I mean, look at Disney. They're incapable of creating anything new. I guess it's as the saying goes, evil cannot create, it can only corrupt. And you can see it even with their posters. I mean, this poster looks so amateurish. It looks like something I could have done in Photoshop. They just took the face of the actress and placed it on the poster. And Disney was renowned for making really awesome and amazing posters. But now, this is right there and it's in your face. And it's to upset people, it's to antagonize people because they know it's antagonistic. For example, when they did Mulan in China, they all of a sudden were very careful with the casting to make absolutely sure that it's original casting to the previous story. When they casted Aladdin, all of a sudden everyone was from the Middle East. But when they're casting other stories, they do this to antagonize people, knowing that this is the type of marketing that they want. Be rude to fans, be disrespectful to fans, insult the fans. So that now the fandom is segregated between the good fans and the bad fans. And you need to be a good fan and give money to the mouse. Haha! So a lot less effort is being placed into creating interesting stories, into making sure that the plot is the selling point. This is why when they announce that they're making something, they're not even announcing, hey, this is the plot that we're doing. No, they will just put it in your face like, okay, we got like this new black actress that's going to play as the fairy godmother in Pinocchio. Like that is their best step forward. That is literally what they are promoting. That is what they think is the strongest point in the product. It's not the story of Pinocchio, which, by the way, could be really interesting if they decided to change it up a notch. You know, like make the story in the Caribbeans, and now Geppetto can be played by Morgan Freeman, and it's black, right? Like you can have like some African culture there that's part of folklore and lore. You could have done that, you know, you could have done an interesting spin-off But no, they're not interested in creating, they're not interested in making good stories. They're interested in antagonizing the fans and creating this division in the community. Like the idea of the toxic fan that didn't exist before Disney, managed to get into Star Wars and into other franchises. So with that in mind, it's very difficult to remove the political commentary when the corporations themselves are using the political commentary as their best foot forward. And then you saw what happened with Florida, where Disney decided that they're not an entertainment company anymore. They're into manipulating their viewers. So they want to create products, like they want to create not entertainment, but ways to manipulate people to a certain political ideology. And if the lawmakers are against that, then they're going to take the money from the people that purchase their movies and use it in order to do lobbying and promote other politicians. Right? So in other words, they're into manipulating the public. And this is outspoken. There's video gaming companies that do this. There's entertainment companies that do this. Some are outspoken about it. Some are a little bit less so. But at the end of the day, like, there are people working at these corporations as gatekeepers which want to manipulate the public. For example, at Netflix, when Dave Chappelle makes a special and he makes a lot of money, you'd think that the employees at Netflix would be over-thrilled. But in reality, they're protesting, right? They're protesting because they don't want you to be able to listen to Dave Chappelle. This is just one example. And they're not protesting when the Cooties movie comes out. In fact, they defend the Cooties movie because they're like, oh my god, like my free speech, blah, 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 blah. When is Cooties Director's Cut coming out, by the way? I'm really curious. I want to see Netflix stocks go down a little bit more. The Director's Cut edition. Now, with that in mind, it's very difficult, as I mentioned, to separate the politics from these movies when the marketing team spends hundreds of millions of dollars in order to push the politics in. But it can be done, right? The problem is, however, that when you start reviewing these movies and you notice that they all suck, and you know they suck because the money is taken away from the writing, is taken away from the creativity, and is given away to political activists at the marketing departments, it's hard not to talk about that. And you notice it once, you notice it twice, you notice it 3 times, to the point where it's so ingrained right now that I can tell if a movie is good or bad just by watching the trailer and the marketing. So if they create a movie and the first thing they show to me is a woke-wash character, or if they're talking about sexismus or racismus literally within the first seconds of the trailer, chances are the movie is bad. Because it's done by people without talent, and that is their best foot forward. That is literally what they think will get you to watch the movie. Alternatively, if I see a movie that has a really interesting trailer, it's action-packed, it has a lot of drama, suspense, the plot is interesting, I don't care if there's gay people in that trailer, I don't care if there's black people in that trailer, I don't care about any of that. What I do care is that, okay, well, this is an interesting concept, they feel very confident about it so that they're putting it in a trailer, it can be a good movie. For example, Squid Games. Squid Games, I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Why not? And I watched it, I liked it, right? And in the entire movie, I don't think there's a single white person. Funny how that works, you know? Like all these selective racists, like they're very racist when they see black characters in Disney, but for some reason when it's an entire show with only Asian cast, and it also has female representation in it, no one complains. Oh my god. It's almost like all of this controversy about racismus and sexismus is entirely manufactured and controversial. But to answer your question, I don't think there are that many reviewers, and if there are, I don't think they're going to stay that way, because it's next to impossible. Like, you just notice these things, and then you start talking about it because you want to predict and you want to help your audience what movies they should avoid and what movies they should purchase. So a completely unbiased YouTube reviewer, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they exist. I know a couple actually regarding Breaking Bad and A Song of Ice and Fire, but they're very hyper specialized. Like, that's the only thing that they're reviewing. But to have like a constant reviewer that talks about movies, no, I don't think there are any. And you get two of them. You know, you get people like myself, and then you get people that are in bed with the corporations, as you pointed out here, like they get early access and then they start being very rude to fans. At least I'm not rude to fans. You know, I may have my political biases, but I don't remember insulting people that enjoy watching movies. Like, I didn't say, oh my god, you went to see Star Wars, how dare you? You're a bad person, you support blah blah. I don't do that, right? So at least that's what you get from watching me. Let me know what you guys think though, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.